Mike McCool here. I'm not in the Royal Examiner studio today. I'm at the Front Royal Pregnancy Center. With me today we have Kathy Clowes. She is the director here. And we have Carla Sayre. She's a registered nurse that volunteers her time, I guess, here at the center quite a bit. I see you all the time over here. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the Pregnancy Center, the services they offer, what they do, and talking some at the end. Maybe we'll talk about some of the new laws that the governor has signed going in regarding pregnancies and abortions and things like that. So let's just start. Kathy, why don't you start us off and tell us a little bit about what the Front Royal Pregnancy Center does. You're kind of hidden here across from the courthouse, and all you see is FRWC on the window, and you wonder, like, what's in there?
So most people are surprised at all that we can do here. So we are a 501c3 independent charity. So everything we do is no cost to the client, and everything we do is confidential. Primarily, we serve women who are in unexpected pregnancies, and we do lab quality pregnancy tests. We do ultrasound to confirm how old the baby is it in the uterus, and is there a heartbeat when we should be seeing one. We also do maternity clothes for women. We do baby clothes up to 24 months for the children. We do formula, we do diapers. So we're seeing women over the course of a couple years with their children. So we stay with them for quite a long time, both during the pregnancy and after. Usually we're doing lessons during pregnancy. That's postponed now because of the COVID, but we'll resume those as soon as we can.
So you do those breathing exercises with the... I can remember going to, I guess they called it Lamaze classes. I don't think it was really that, but that was kind of like the generic term, put on it back then.
Yeah, Lamaze is awesome. It works. It's effective.
It does work. I was really shocked at how that breathing thing really makes a huge difference. I mean, well, that was a long 40 years ago for me, but I can still remember it.
It's pretty wide.
Our classes cover a little bit more than that. We do first aid, we do nutrition during pregnancy, we do parenting classes. To prepare a lot of, especially our younger clients or new moms, to what to expect to raise a child and what it takes, so that and then they can earn new things through the hours they put in on those classes, new cribs, new car seats.
It's more than just coming here to find out if you're pregnant or not.
Correct.
Right. Yeah, they can learn how to lower the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, how to watch for preterm labor. Some of them consider adoption, and so we have some basic lessons on how it's different than what it used to be, a lot more openness. So it's a lot of education.
Yeah, it's a safe place to come, and so no pressure, no kind of neutral.
Right. We're just here to help.
Just really to help and provide these services for...
And provide education. That's a big thing that we do. We want women to feel empowered and knowledgeable about their choices, whatever that choice might end up being, but at least they have all the tools in their hand to do so.
And how about women that aren't pregnant but want to start a family? Is this a place that maybe they can come and, I don't know if parents really teach their children things anymore.
Sure.
They get it on the internet,
Right. We can usually find resources for them for understanding natural fertility, and that's highly effective nowadays, so we can connect them with
a good place to at least start or call on the phone and ask questions, and at least start here to do it.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about this ultrasound. I'm kind of interested. We've thrown that word out there a lot.
Sure.
You use it. It's used for a lot of things. I know I took my brother to the doctor the other day, and he had to check his leg for blood clots, and it kind of shows you pictures of what's inside your body. It's not like X-ray or anything. It's a safe procedure.
Correct. It's been used for over 30 years, safely for maternal needs for mom and baby, and I've been extensively trained as an ultrasonographer nurse. But that wasn't my background. I was a registered nurse, usually in ICU or cardiac care. But that they can take RNs and train us for other things.
Oh, really?
So they really can. We're retrainable. But we call it. You may have heard of it referred to as the window to the womb. Just like you can see other parts of your body, it just opens up that window so women can see exactly how far along they are. Many of them are a little confused, which is normal, about their last menstrual period date. So they don't know exactly how far along they are in a pregnancy, and that's so vital when making decisions about your health. We need to know, is the pregnancy viable? And that means, is the baby alive? Often we have a fourth of pregnancies that miscarry naturally. So again, that might determine their decision on what they need to do. And then we make sure that it's in the correct place in the uterus, because there are ectopic pregnancies that are out of place. And the sooner you know where that pregnancy is located in the uterus or outside the uterus, the sooner you can get good care.
Right.
Yeah, so it's all vital information for women, and we're all about educating our women and dads. I mean, we include dads whenever they want included and the mom wants included, absolutely, so that they can get proper health care.
Well, I can remember, when we came home from the doctor, we had a little snapshot of our sons and daughters and things. But the part that I didn't understand, obviously you have to be trained to read these things, because you can tell that you have a baby at a very young age.
Very young.
But the sex of the baby, well, you have a son. I said, where? What? How do you do? And I looked, I got the magnifying, I couldn't see anything. That little black speck over there. But it is amazing how detailed, once people see it, and it does really open your eyes to, wow.
Something that may have changed since you were in the ultrasound
It's only
room.
40 years ago.
Yeah, I know, a lot of it. Is that we can see pregnancies even earlier. I can see a pregnancy at 6 weeks. Wow. Where it is it viable, and gestational age. Yes. Now that's something that's changed because of the different way we approach it.
I think it was about 3 months when we went 40 years ago,
So that really enables the woman to have safe care then.
It's important to get the prenatal care either way,
And I think it helps a lot, because it's very normal when you do a pregnancy test and it's kind of stunning and everyone's always surprised. It does not feel real. We hear that all the time. The women say it does not feel real. But when they see the baby on the screen, the fetus on the screen, the heartbeat, then they have kind of motivation to, move forward. This is, all my symptoms are from an actual pregnancy that's going on. It's not just stress or
kind of removes the doubt,
Correct.
And again, you're right, education makes a huge difference in everything in our life.
Correct.
How about some of the new laws that were signed here recently, like the last few days? Over the weekend, the governor stroked his pen on a lot of laws on women's rights and reproduction rights. What's your feeling on that?
Well, of course, we're very, very disappointed, especially from a fellow medical practitioner, a doctor, who should know better, that before any surgery, anytime I was in a hospital setting doing cardiac surgery, our clients were educated over and over and got second and third opinions if necessary. So I'm really confused by why they think that's good medical practice to begin with. But again, Kathy has a little bit more to say on that.
I have a little summary of what was struck down. And so the first trimester abortion can also be done by a nurse practitioner. That's never been true before. A lot of requirements are canceled. The ultrasound requirement is canceled. No longer is an ultrasound required before. And of course, the ultrasound tells you, is the baby viable? Is there a heartbeat? Is there even a reason to proceed with an abortion? Is the baby in the right place? So they've canceled the ultrasound requirement. They no longer have to offer the woman to see the image or get a picture of the image or hear the heartbeat. They no longer have to keep the image, so they may not even be taking the image, but they no longer have to keep it for future, legal reasons. Informed consent has been whittled down to, I don't know what they will be telling her, because they're no longer required to tell the risks, the benefits, or the alternatives to abortion. No longer tell her that she can change her mind at any time, and no longer can she ask to speak to the doctor who's doing it, to ask him questions. No longer will they tell her the probable age, gestational age of the fetus, and no longer tell her anything about the fetal development, alternatives to abortion, or even the list of places where she could get free help, or that the father would be required to help with child support. So, and finally, all the information they used to give women that was freely available, the Virginia Department of Health is no longer giving that information out to anyone when it used to be available.
And it seems to me that just on the highlights there, it's taking away choice instead of making it
Absolutely.
more choice.
Absolutely.
It's making it a very blind choice, a very
It's a very
blindfolded
blind
choice.
choice, and it's really archaic in our day and age of
And you
information.
would think we would want
To
more, the
withdraw.
most information, the most, to make, regardless of where your position
what I thought
is
freedom
on,
of choice
on
was
abortion,
about, right.
it would be a choice, and you would want to know, because there's a lot of procedures and medical things to take into consideration.
Correct.
Of
Correct.
doing things, to anything to your body. I mean, you really
Absolutely,
you
anything.
need to know what's going on.
Correct.
You know, the old days of the doctor was, set up on this pedestal, and whatever he said, there was no questions were ever asked. You really didn't have a decision, but that's changed.
And it seems like we've taken a step back into that era, and it just is shocking, because I thought they were all progressives.
You know, most
Sorry.
I was going to say, most physicians today are really very holistic.
Yes.
And are, asking the patients more and more. It's almost
Right.
like it's a joint decision making on your care. I don't know whether they have a headache or anything, a corn on your foot or whatever
Yeah.
it is. It's like, it's there's a lot of back and forth going
Correct.
and involvement with about your own. You're really responsible for your own health care.
In many cases, yes.
And just this as well.
And
So
we've seen with women who come for, first they get educated on their pregnancy, then they get educated on preparing for the baby, and we've seen that they become more assertive with their physicians to require more information so they can be
Correct.
part of the decision making. And then we see that overflow into their life in general. They become more assertive about, having a nice healthy life for themselves.
Sure. What can the public here do to help the Front Row Pregnancy Center? I mean,
Yeah.
you mentioned diapers and blankets and car seats, and
Right.
and you are a 501c3, so someone has to fund all this, and I know you have a lot of volunteers here. So what can
And we have a lot of very devoted donors, but of course we've definitely seen an uptick since this whole COVID-19 started isolating people and taking their employment. Our clients are probably some of the most vulnerable in Warren County. And we just chose to enact safeguards so that we're protecting our clients and ourselves from the COVID-19 virus, if it should be about, yet not shut us down, because that's exactly what we're here for, is crisis pregnancy center. I'm like, oh no, we're not going away for this.
Right.
So, but any material assistance. Right now, we're not taking anything donated, used. We only want new things because of the concern. But we are certainly meeting clients. They can call in, and we will schedule it, and we can meet them for material assistance at the door, so they don't have to go through all the precautions.
Sure.
We can just hand out what they need. And we have seen a dramatic uptick. In fact, statewide, you were looking at the statistics saying there's a lot more calls coming to pregnancy centers, because the OBGYNs are not seeing these clients early. They're saying, well, you're probably pregnant, but we don't want to see you. They're coming to us to see, are they really, and we're doing all the confirmation. We do have a medical director, just so you know, it's not just me. There is a physician in the Fairfax area that is our medical director, and electronically we send him my pictures so that he can confirm everything I'm confirming to the woman. So I'm double checked. I'm not an MD, and we respect that. Any questions we have medically, we can refer to him and say, what do you think we should do in this case? And we certainly utilize emergency rooms if necessary, if we feel a woman's really in danger.
My wife is busy crocheting and knitting baby blankets.
Wonderful.
And little neonatal hats and things.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hundreds of those things she's given
Oh.
away. So those are the kind of things that.
Right,
if you
and here's
produce-
just a little simple example. I mean, we give away so many different things, but we brought a little basket
Oh,
here
yeah. Show us
for
what you got
our
in
new
there.
babies.
Right.
That when at the hospital, so everything's new. We have a lot of volunteers. Sometimes these are is this one handmade?
No.
We have so many beautiful
Often
crochet
Right,
blankets.
right.
The
Crochet.
girls just die for those because that's out of
Sure.
character. They don't have grandmothers crocheting for them.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's something that you
Yeah.
treasure, and you
Right, and
you
new
keep
clothes.
those things.
Oh,
for your-
they just go crazy for them. Yeah, and little knitted hats, and so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so beautiful. Depending on what the gender of the baby is, if they know it, and this is stocked up even bigger, but we
Sure.
brought just a simple one forward. Yeah, so we try to do fun things but serious things.
Right. I want everyone to know too that when we walked in the door, Carla took our temperature. The hand sanitizer was
Yeah.
out. We rearranged the chairs because I've had people tell me, "Oh, you're closer than 6 feet." I mean,
Right.
social distancing is it's not a black and white
Correct.
rule, but we need to do what we can to keep our distance away from people. And
Right.
if you're sick, please stay home.
Yes.
Speaking of staying home, I read somewhere that we're expecting a big baby boom in September and October.
It's possible from all this staying
Kind of like what happened after after the war, where baby
Right.
boomers, it came about. So
Or severe winter when we
severe
were all
winters.
stuck at
Yeah,
home.
exactly.
It's those winters we used to have, yeah.
And the TV goes out,
Yeah. So
we
we're
have to
ready.
make light of things.
So we're ready. Yep, we're ready.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Well, we do appreciate, I know, you're unsung heroes here in our community. A lot of people I know you help, and it's private and confidential, so we really don't hear
Correct.
the stories, but we do know that you do a great work, and we appreciate you doing that. And anything we can do to help get the
Thank
word
you.
out in our community, we're here, and we appreciate it.
Kathy, do you want to go over our policy real quick about
Yes.
now that they can call in?
Yes,
Yes.
please do that.
So-
Tell us how we can.
So anyone that needs us can call us, and we can make arrangements by appointment for pregnancy tests, ultrasound if it makes sense on a second visit. We're meeting people at the door for baby needs, diapers, formula. We've seen an uptick in clients who have lost their jobs recently, so we're giving out more formula, more diapers, that sort of thing. So we would appreciate if people want to do something to help us. If they want to donate so that we can have more diapers and formula. Formula is expensive.
Sure.
Formula is very expensive.
Right.
Yeah, it's very
So
expensive.
cash doesn't hurt.
Nope,
It's-
does
Cash is
not
great.
hurt.
Yeah.
We-
So, you're more than just doing pregnancy tests here, so.
Oh, yeah. And
lot
we
more.
we are connected with all the resources in Warren County and beyond, that if we can't meet their needs, we get them met, even including housing for pregnant women who
Right.
find themselves in a situation where they're escaping an abusive
Sure,
situation. We have a place that we can take
Sometimes
them.
that's a bigger problem than what people realize
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So what's the website?
Oh, it's www.frontroyalpregnancy.org, and there's an easy way to donate or just get general information there.
All right.
Um,
Well, we appreciate it. I'll stick that
thank
link
you.
in the story there so people can click on it, find out more information. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Kathy.
much, both of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. Thank
Bye.
you very much.